Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our virtual workshop on the circular economy and future jobs. We want to apologize for starting late, and we assure you it will be worth your while for joining in today's program. First, let me acknowledge our CEO, Ayumi Ayoki, our country director, Lovina Sandra Achu, our Global Women in Tech members, partners, and everyone joining on today online. We are grateful you are part of today's workshop. It promises to be very insightful and educative. Sorry. We will explore the importance of the circular economy and the exciting career opportunities in creating today. Excuse me. Sorry for that break. I want to thank you for joining us, and we encourage everyone to stay engaged, participate, and ask questions. Share more ideas. You are welcome. Today's program, as I said, be glued, and you are going to really enjoy it because we are bringing you a very important person to speak to us on this topic. She's well vested in it, and you will enjoy you stayed. Let me talk to you about our facilitators. Our facilitator for today, sorry. She is a lecturer at the University of Environmental and Sustainable Development, Ghana. She lectures environmental related courses at the bachelor's level of education and has over 21 years of experience in the educational industry. She has been an expert in environmental education and community advocacy approaches towards environmental sustainability, circularity, and STEAM since 2010. Her field of research interests also include sludge management, bioenergy from biosolids and biomass, waste management, and environmental health and safety. She has masters in environmental management and policy from the University of Cape Coast and a doctoral degree in environmental engineering management from the University of Energy and Natural Resources. She has worked as an intern and gained a lot of experience with the various environmental departments of some hydropower, mining, and sewage companies, as well as in the timber processing firm. She is also a researcher and has some publications to her credits. Her hobbies also include designing and molding. This she displays during a world millenary competition organized by Hatwalk in honor of Queen Elizabeth, its Diamonds Jubilee in 2012. I told you she's heavyweight. I'm still on it. She took the fourth position, the most votes. This was achieved through the integration of skills from various disciplines. Ladies and gentlemen online, please help me welcome Dr. Ama Imbiabakil Sinkwashi. Doc, you are so welcome to today's workshop, and I know people are going to enjoy you and they are going to really see what it means by circularity and sustainable management. Thank you for being here, and your audience are with you.
Thank you very much, and greetings to my lively viewers out there. I hope tonight you are so poised and you are here to listen to this particular talk and workshop that we are going to have. At the end of the day, it is my wish that whatever aim that you came with will surely be achieved. Thank you so much. So without much, let me just share my screen and we take it up from there. Um, I hope my viewers can see my screen. Hello?
Yes, Doc, we can see. Your screen
Right,
is fine.
right, right, right. So tonight we are going to look at circular economy and the future career, how we can really turn waste into wealth. That is what we are really going to see tonight. Whether the waste that we have in there is really of wealth, whether there are some values in there. So I'll ask you this question, and my audience, I hope please kindly uh, type in there your answer, and let's see what comes out with that. What waste do you see mostly or every day on your campuses? That is, I'm referring to the students and the other members too. Please, in your community, what type of waste do you normally find around you? We have some options there which you can type. If you have any other answer apart from what is there, you can as well type that particular answer there. Can we see your views, please? You can put it at the chat column for us to have a look at it, please. Let's have your views, please. Yeah, I can see plastic waste there popping up. Any other? Any other? What waste do you see most every day? Every day. Yeah? Plastic sachets. Any other? Okay, rubber waste. Yes. Rubber waste. We are giving just 1 minute more so that we move on. Plastic sachets, rubber waste, yes, all within the same class of waste. Any other? Okay, we have exhausted our 1 minute. So let's move on to our screen. From the viewers so far, the answers we had so far, I think is plastic waste or sachets, plastic sachet that is prominent in there. Here we are looking at circular economy. And in circular economy, normally it starts with the problem that you see around you every day. Circular economy starts with a problem that we see around us every day. So if we see plastic or rubber waste around us, that is where circular economy starts. And that is where the opportunity is. So opportunity lies in the problem that is surrounded or is surrounding you. Any problem that is surrounding you at this particular point in time, that is where the opportunity is. So what then is circular economy? What then is circular economy? In simple terms, or in the layman's point of view, I don't want to sound so technical. We look at before we take on to circular economy, let's look, there is another terminology called linear economy. Linear economy normally deals with you taking, making that thing, using it, and sending it to waste. What do we mean by taking it? Picking up any resource and turning that resource into any valuable thing. That is the make. Then after making it or turning it into any valuable thing, we intend use that particular resource in whatever form. we use it. At the end of its usage, what we do is that we dispose, so it turns into waste. And that is the end of that particular thing or that particular resource that we pick. That explains linear economy. So in a linear form, straight line. When it comes to circular economy normally deals with taking, making it, using it, reusing again, then you repair again, then it ends up being recycled. When it's recycled, you take it back and start the process again. So when it comes to circular economy, any resource that is taken is used in producing any valuable thing that will be of use. So we make, at the end of the day, it sends to consumers. We consume it in any form, either eating it, applying it, or whatever form that we will use it. After using it and exhausting it, we turn it into another way of using it. So for instance, if it is the Insu bottle, the process is you use plastic to mold the bottle first, and you also take in water to put in the plastic. Now you have made what? A plastic bottle full of water. We in turn buy the plastic bottle full of water and we consume it. After consumption, if it is linear, we throw the bottle away, so it turns into waste. But under circular economy, the bottle now can be used for a different thing. And that different thing can be you using that particular bottle in filling something else apart from water, or even filling it up with water again, so reusing it. After reusing it, and you can no longer use it for that purpose again, you turn it into another thing again. And sometimes we term that as upcycle. So I can turn that plastic bottle, cut them into pieces, and probably turn it into a bag, or a crystal shoe, or sandals. Apart from that, if I have exhausted the usage of that particular thing, maybe the sandals is torn or it's out of use, I can no longer use that sandals, I remold it, turn it into chip, plastic chip, mold it and turn it back again into bottle again. So it's never go waste, and that is circular economy. And that is the era in which we are entering now, circular economy, trying to turn every waste in that cycle form so that we get it in a proper way. We don't just dispose it and turn it into waste. But there are three principles underlying circular economy. In circular economy, normally we want to avoid wastage. So we are eliminating waste. There's nothing called waste in the book of circular economy. There's nothing called waste. Try to eliminate waste by doing what? We design the thing out, the form of what? Recycle. So we take it off. We also circulate the product. We keep the materials in use. So that particular material will go round, and come back again. So we continuously use it throughout. And at the end of the day, it's also helping us in our resource conservation. Thirdly, we are talking about it regenerates our nature, because it normally returns to the soil in a very good way. When we say it returns to the soil, we try to recycle it. If it is something that is organic, it gets to the soil. If it is not organic and it is plastic, we can turn them into plastic chip and turn it back into the whole thing again. That's what we normally do when it comes to circular economy. And normally in Ghana, we normally practice this. It's always with us, and it has been with us throughout time, history. But we didn't have any term for that. Now that we have coined a particular term, that it's now circulating and it's becoming so familiar with us. But already we are so familiar with that particular thing. In what way? We normally call people baller people. And here I'm using the Ghanaian vocabs. Baller people, those who go to the landfill to pick waste. What do they do with it? They try to bring it and turn it into another thing. So circular economy was there long time. The cobblers, the market women. You know, when you are going to buy the tomatoes, or you are going to buy maize, you go there, you realize that they are using the tin tomato, the tin. They are reusing it as a way of measuring something. So circular economy existed long time ago, but now it has been given a name. Those days we normally don't call it circular economy, just that we know that we are reusing it. But now we have a term for that, which is called circular economy. Now let's look at why the need for circular economy at all. Why? Looking at it from the Ghanaian point of view, you know, our policies are now gearing us and forcing us to practice circular economy. Our policies are trying as much as possible to help us to practice that kind of thing. And number one policy we have here is the plastic levy that is coming. We have plastic levy that is being introduced by the government. We have the banks as well, who are also pushing us into circular economy. Nowadays, if you want to go for any loan, they will tell you that your business should be green business. Because of this, most people will come back and try and ask, how can my business be green business? They will try to learn things about circular economy so that they can write proposals and other things that will meet that particular demand, so that banks will be able to give them loan. And don't forget also here, we also have the demand for other industries. Okay, other industries will tell you that, please, we have a lot of waste there, and this waste, we want to get rid of it. We don't know what to do with it. An example is the Zoomlion. In Ghana, Zoomlion is a waste management. Probably if they don't have any way they can turn the waste, there is a demand for them to do that. So people will now try to find ways and means of trying to use it so that they can get the waste from that particular area. Go to Farm Milk, Unilever, and all that. Their waste is there, and they need people to help them solve that problem. And we also have jobs. Jobs in circular economy, or green jobs, one way or the other, is also always available. And we need more people to get into this kind of industry. We have the ILO that is estimating that about 10 million plus jobs will be available by 2020 area of green jobs. And this is a wake-up call for us to all move into circular economy. Now let's look at some of the benefits of circular economy. Some benefits of circular economy. And number one benefit that we'll be looking at is the environmental benefits. The environmental benefits. Number one, it will help reduce waste generation. If we really practice circular economy, our waste will be reduced. We are going to reduce it drastically. Our landfills will all go down. It will also help in conservation of our natural resources, because we will not go trying to mine those natural resources or take those natural resources as a way of raw material, because the thing will end up being recycled again. So the rate at which we go in for our natural resources will go down. So we help conserve our natural resources. Once we do that, pollution will also reduce. The air will be clean, our soil and our water will also be very clean, because we are being responsible in the usage of our natural resources. And it also will lower greenhouse gases, the emissions of greenhouse gases. Of course, don't recycling the whole thing again. We are using recycling. Our biodiversity will also be protected. The way we cut our forests, if it is wood and we recycle, the same wood can be turned into different things again. So we'll not go back doing logging. So we protect our forests. Our animals in the forest and their habitats, and all the plants and animals will also be protected. at the end of the day, biodiversity protection. Our soil will also find some kind of improvement. Our water quality will also improve. And at the end of health due to the improvement in our water quality and other things. And it also promotes what? Efficient use of resources. We are no longer going to pick resources again, because it will go through some kind of repair for us to reuse it again, and we are remanufacturing and recycling. We also have other benefits like the social benefits, where we have more jobs being created. Okay, it will improve our health as a community, because pollution will be less and we will better manage our waste as well. It will strengthen our communities. Here we will have local people taking certain initiative, and they are going to be responsible, and they are going to collaborate to ensure and do so many things together. It will also help us to what? Promote some kind of awareness among us, because once we practice circular economy, it's a way of promoting some kind of environmental awareness within our communities. And it's also going to enhance our food security, because we are practicing circular economy. We are reducing the way and manner we use our resources. Here, there will be less food wastage, which means that we are going to avoid food waste, okay? And we are going to also practice sustainable farming, and that is also going to help us a lot. There's also going to be improvement in our way of life. Our quality of way of life will improve, because the environment will be so clean. There will be green space, there will be a whole lot of healthy things, because people will now be doing planting. You have trees to sit under, and don't forget that at the end of the day, climate change will also be what? Combated, if we are to practice circular economy. It will also help encourage some kind of what? Social inclusion, where women, the artisans, and all sort of informal workers will also be encouraged to take up certain opportunities. They will not only look at the white-collar job alone, but they will also try as much as possible to pick up certain opportunities. Now let's look at the economic benefits. Some economic benefits in here will be reduction in business costs, because if every time you have to go and buy materials, that is going to be high cost. But if your waste can be turned into another raw material for you, it will help you reduce your cost. So there will be the efficient use of resources. It will also create new markets. And how will it create new market for us? You know, there will be more demand for recycled materials, because people are now practicing circular economy. So people will now go for more ways to turn it and recycle it and turn it into new products. And that is going to create another what? Business market for people to venture into that. We are also going to have what? Some kind of, there's going to be this kind of recycling, upcycling, repair, and all this. People will now be so creative and innovative in trying to put all these waste into very creative materials. And that will be a very good plus for us. It will also help improve our resource security, the raw materials that we need. It's really going to be what? Improve how we are going to get it. We are not going to be so dependent on importation of raw materials when we don't have them. But this time around, because the waste is there, we know we can easily turn these waste into raw materials. And I think I've talked about the innovative aspect of it, where more people will become innovative. And whilst people are becoming innovative, don't forget that those who are also the technical people will also try to bring in a whole lot of technology that will help people to be able to work in a very fast way and in a very fast manner. Then we can talk about long-term support or long-term economic growth, where we try to decouple the growth from resource use to try to build a resilient and what? And a prosperous economy. Let me put it that way. Because at the end of the day, if waste will not go waste, but rather we'll see the waste as a form of resource that will be turned to use and be used to produce other things, more money will be gained in terms of profits. Our environment will be improved as well. What happens? If your environment is improved, you gain more profits, and you are also living in a healthy way. There's definitely good improvements, and definitely we are also going to achieve some kind of what? Economic growth. Then we can also talk about an increase in business competitiveness, where there's going to be improvement in efficiency, your reputation as a business. If you are really into green jobs or green business, you realize that people will give you some kind of reputation because they know that you are so environmentally conscious that you don't want to destroy the environment, and you're also seeking for the health of the environment and every living thing. So your reputation will also be at stake, and that will also attract more people and more customers for you. Now let's move on to the career path that normally we find ourselves or we want to venture into circular economy. There are 5 circular career paths. There are 5 of them. Under each of them, there are a whole lot of branches under each particular them. But this is a summary of the various branches. So we have put them into 5 circular career paths. Number 1, we will talk about the waste to product. Waste to product. We can venture into one path we can venture into, and some of the jobs that can be found under this particular track will be, I'm using the word some because we have more jobs under the waste to product. Let's look at some of the jobs. We can talk about the eco brick maker, where people can even turn plastics that we talk about, turn them into bricks. That is eco brick. So you can be an eco brick maker. Gum, ordinary gum can also be turned into rubber, which can serve as a raw material even for the plastic industry in producing plastic material. People can also go into waste. And this is an estimated cost. People can start this business with as low as 300 Ghana cedi, between 300 to 1,000 Ghana cedi. In terms of if you are a Ghanaian, you can use this as your startup capital. And it is estimated that you can earn between 500 to 1,500 within a month. But if you are really, really into it and you really do your marketing well, you can go up high. We also have another track where we call the circular business track. And at the circular business track, we have examples like the refill stations, where people try to refill their bottles, refill their oil and all that. So you can go into that or take that particular track. Waste broker, a waste broker, that is also another good business there. You can also upcycle bags. And here, the startup can be zero. Sometimes you can start with nothing, depending on how you start it. And if you want to get a whole lot of machines and some technology to go by, then maybe you move up to about 2,000 as your startup capital. And it is estimated that you can have some kind of earnings, that is your profit, between 800 to 3,000 within a month. That is the minimum. We can also talk about the circular technology and data, where people can also venture into waste, or be a waste auditor, be a hotspot mapper, be an ESG intern. And here you don't have any startup capital. You only go with your laptop to try to do this kind of thing. And at the end of the day, you can earn between 1,002 to 4,000 in a month. That is the minimum. An estimated figure, please. You can also go into the track of policy and education, as I'm doing now. Policy and education. And here we have a whole lot of examples like a sustainability officer, a trainer, a campaigner, a whole lot. And your startup capital is zero. All you need is your skills. All you need is your skills. And at the end of the day, you can also earn between 1,500 to 5,000 per month as an estimated figure anyway. That is the minimum we are talking about. Then you can also move to finance and impact, where you can be a green loan officer. You can also be an impact measurer. And here you need a degree and a certificate as well. And it is estimated that you can earn between 2,500 to 8,000. So these are some of the career paths that we can try to move or channel our interest in when it comes to circular economy. Now let's look at a case study. And here we are talking about a student. As a student, this is one example that we are using here. If we are using level 300 because we are assuming that for the level 100 and 200 you are trying to find out and you don't want to go into business and other things. But for level 300 you are in between. So it is a quite a reasonable time for you to do something for yourself, to earn something. So Amma, who is a level 300 student, started a small business, and what she did was upcycling jeans to what? The tote bag. And she started with a capital of 600, and the 600 was to buy a sewing machine, where she tried to cut the legs and other things of the jeans and turn them into bags, the tote bags, so that we can use for shopping instead of going in for polythene bags. We need these bags when it comes to shopping. And within 3 months, she was able to make around 2,200 as a starter. Her customers were the supermarkets and church groups. And people can pick this up as a form of business that they can venture into. Please, let's note here that she started with her old jeans, so the old jeans that she uses. And her roommates, they started this kind of business. And now she works with about 4 people. What I want to say is that she didn't wait for a job. She didn't wait that she wants to complete university before she gets a job. Right there, around her, she has found the need that people need these small bags for shopping and others. My church members needed to put their Bibles and other things in. Let me do something for myself. She didn't wait for the job. So she created it from what? The waste. Level 100, level 200, she has used some jeans and maybe it cannot fit her again and she must dispose it of. But she has turned them into this kind of thing to earn something. And that is the circular economy that we are talking about. Now let's look at another case study. That is a women's group. And here, let's look at the market women. They normally have a lot of food waste around them. And this food waste can be turned into liquid fertilizer. The capital she used was 300 Ghana cedi, and she used it to purchase waste bins, so that other members who are at the marketplace, when they want to dispose of their waste, you tell them, oh, put it in my bin. She really has a use for that. At the end of the day, she produced liquid fertilizer, and she sells every 20 liters of liquid fertilizer for 25 Ghana cedi to urban farmers. As urban farmers, normally you don't have a big plot of land to work with. You normally plant in pots and others. And that is where sometimes you need a very good fertilizer to manage your plant. And using an organic fertilizer is the best way to go. What is the impact here? At the end of the day, they are going to have a very clean market. And number 2, she's also going to have a new income in addition to the sales that she is having. And note that they turn what was what getting rotten and smelling around them into fertilizer. And buyers now come to them because their environment now is clean, so clean, and people will just get close to them just to buy. Right. This is also another job that we can venture into. And with this particular one, we are going to practice this at the end of today. You can also be a waste broker. A waste broker. And how do you become a waste broker? By the power of this digital gadgets, your phone, use of WhatsApp, you can be what? A waste broker. What happens is that you create a group, create a WhatsApp group, and on the WhatsApp group, you put a whole lot of people in there, people you know and other things. You try to advocate on this particular thing that we are talking about. And here you are putting both buyers and sellers on the platform. And that is where people will try to put in there that this is the sort of ways they have, the quantum of ways that they have. Others will also talk about the waste that they need, and there will be that kind of exchange between them. And at the end of the day, what you are going to earn, you can earn some kind of commission from any particular deal that you take. So that is another thing that you can. And don't forget that with this particular work, you don't touch the waste. No, you don't touch it at all. Yet you are able to connect with people who need it, who will demand for it, and people who will supply. And that is a very good job. At the end of the day, you also earn some kind of income. Now let's look at some of the skills that we need to have when we really want to pick up some secular jobs. We should be skillful. And number one is product upcycling, trying to turn waste into something people want. We should have that skill of turning things into something else, and it should be what people want. So always you should look around you and ensure that this is what people want. Then you try to move into that. Then we also have digital marketing, trying to sell green products on WhatsApp or TikTok. And now people are so conscious about the environmental issues. So anytime your products are green, people really want to purchase that. Then we also have waste audit and data, where you try to count the waste. You show companies the costs that they are incurring and all that. You become an auditor in waste. So auditing is not only in finance, we also have auditing in waste. That is also a very good skill that we can also go into. Then we have proposal writing. Somebody can do proposal writing and be writing proposal for people to take loans from the bank or to meet certain demands in order to take some kind of funding. Then number 5, we can talk about being somebody who tells stories or who creates stories. That is also another good area. You don't touch the waste. You are trying to educate people in a different way. And at the end of the day, that is a skill that you can also earn something for it. And don't forget that if you combine your technical skills and your green skills, you'll be a really, really hot cake that people will really, really demand for your services. Now, what we are going to do, and this will be practical, because of time, I have put this into a 30-day secular career plan. And all of us, we will try to put ourselves into that 30-day plan, and it is a challenge for us to do this kind of thing. And at the end of the day, we'll really see the results that will come up. So for week 1, what we are going to do is that we'll pick one waste that we normally find within our environment. One waste that we normally find within our environment. Then we try to watch about 3 YouTube tutorials on that particular waste. how we can turn and manage that particular waste so that we come out with a product. Week 2, we are going to make 5 samples of that product. After watching about 3 tutorials, let's make about 5 samples of it. After making 5 samples of it, let's test it with our friends and family. So if it is soap that you are going to make, let your friends and family try it and see how good it is. Anything that you find yourself doing, let it go under trial. Let people try it. Especially, don't give it to people you don't know. Give it to people who know, so that they can really comment genuinely about it. After week 2, and people have tried it, week 3, let's give it a name. Let's brand it. So we try to give it a name. Let's give it a price. If we really want to go into secular business, let's give it some price, and let's take a photo of it. This is a real challenge I want us to practice. Then week 4, let's try to get our first 3 customers. Try to take a picture of it, and let's try to post it on our WhatsApp groups, and let's see what comes out of this. This is a trial period, and this is what we are trying to come out with, and let's see how it goes. At the end of the day, let's see the positive comments and the negative comments that comes with it. It is time for us to take action. That is what we have to do. At the end of the day, let's try to post this product with the hash Secular Ghana hash Women in Tech hash, the inscription there. If we can do that by the Friday, that will help us. And please, don't let us overthink at all. No, at all. Don't think so hard that what am I going to do? No, just look at the waste that is surrounding you. Any form of waste that is surrounding you, and let's use that as a trial. And don't forget that we say action beats what? Planning. So within 30 days, we can really have a proof that we have really taken the concept that we have learned today and see what comes out of it. We also have some kind of funding and resource agencies in Ghana here. So at the end of the day, if you are through with that and you really realize that the product that come out with, the people are really testifying, and you want to move up, upscale it, we have some funding agencies that are really ready to help you, support you to really push the business to a different level. We have agencies like the NEIP, the GIZ, Green Jobs, and so on and so forth. They are all there ready to help. Then we also have, if you really want to learn, we have the Coursera, we have the circular economy. When you Google this, they are all there to give you a helping hand. We are also creating a platform for this particular thing. At the end of the day, you join, and you're also going to really learn a lot. And you can also join a whole lot of network groups like Ghana Recycling Coalition, Waste Wealth, and so on and so forth. They are all there to help. Don't forget that there is money, really money around us. But they really fund people who are really ready to start. So let's get started. And it is better we start now. But please, let's try to avoid these common mistakes. Number 1, trying to wait for big funding. No, don't do that. You want big funding before you start. No. What you have to do is start with what you have now. Let's do that. Then let's try to make products. Okay? Don't make products that people would nobody wants. No. First of all, before you do your product, try to find out what is the taste of the consumers. Then you try to move on with that. Then doing it alone, no, try to join groups so that you can share a whole lot of ideas and share a whole lot of tools. That is one thing that we have to avoid. Now and what we do now, we must try as much as possible to join groups that will protect us and that will help us in our career if we really want to go the circular economy way. We can also do some kind of downloading of ideas that relates to circular economy, and we can also join some training groups as we are having now. And don't forget that The future job is not looking for the waste too. It's not the waste that we are looking for. But the future job is really trying to find value in the waste that we have. So we don't need the waste, but we need the value that is found in the waste. Right. All too soon, we've come to the end of our presentation for the day. And please kindly put in the chats, if you have any question, just drop in your questions there in the chat. As many as you can drop in there. In case if we are unable to answer everything here, we'll continue to answer them in our WhatsApp group chat. So very soon we'll be posting a WhatsApp group chat and you join it for further information. And thank you very much. We've come to the end of our session and I hope you have really enjoyed yourself. Thank you. We have some questions in there. Hello? Hello? Any question? Hello? Hello? Any question that we need to address, please? Okay, there is a question here. Somebody wants us to share some information on the Eco Brick Market. Eco Brick Market. When we talk about the word eco, simply is talking about something green, anything that is environmentally friendly. So when we talk about eco brick, any material, any resource that we can use in making bricks that is environmentally friendly falls under the eco brick. So here we can talk about waste like plastic. Plastic is not good for our environment. So one way that we can help to take off the plastic in the environment is to either recycle it or put it into a different use. So people can really take plastic and turn them into bricks. You melt the plastic, you try to, depending on the color you want, you add some colors and other things to make it more visually impressive and mold them. You put them into molds, you mold them into bricks. And at the end of the day, the bricks can be used either for pavement blocks, Some even use the brick in building houses. Um, in our WhatsApp group, we'll be doing more of these things, and we'll be seeing a lot of videos under these things. If we are to do it now because of our time, so we'll let um, they'll post the WhatsApp link in the chats for you to join. And as time goes on, we are going to organize some kind of real training programs for such things. And we'll also be looking at videos and other things that relates to circular economy, so that we can decide on which way to go. But when it comes to bricks, eco brick, we can use plastic. We can also decide to use other materials like glass. People can really recycle glass, that is bottles, glasses, and other things, break them down and mix them up with mortar, and they can mold bricks with it. So people can use plastic, people can use how do you call glasses, even fabric. Fabric can also be used in molding bricks, and they all fall under the eco brick. So at the end of the day, what you have there, you have bricks, but you have really used an eco-friendly way of molding your bricks. So that is that. Thank you very much. Any other question? I always say that if I really find myself at the market, or I sell at the market, one particular um, business that I'll be doing in addition to what I sell at the market will be going into food waste, because it's so abundant today and the whole market smells so bad. But if I can take that tax upon myself, just to be picking the waste, the organic waste from there, at the end of the day, not that I'm only picking it, but I'm going to turn them into fertilizer. You are going to have both the liquid one and you are going to have the solid one as well. Because when you get the liquid one and you turn them into the liquid fertilizer, what happens to the solid part? The solid part can be mixed up with soil, can be mixed up with sawdust and other things, and you turn them into compost. So having two things at the same time, meanwhile the raw material, it costs you nothing. This is one idea I would like to even share with our various metropolitan areas where we have the DCEs and others. That is one way they can channel their energies and to earn a lot of money from these areas to bring out some kind of development within the markets. Our markets are choked, they are dirty. What can we do? Meanwhile, we are generating a whole lot of waste, sending it to the landfill, but they can generate more money in there to modernize the market and keep the place clean. Yeah. There is another question here. I have a lot of used clothing which are no more in good condition. What can I use it for? We have a whole lot of things we can use used clothing for. I think when I was talking about the eco brick, I mentioned that we can use used clothing in molding bricks. People can mold bricks and use the bricks in building houses. People can mold bricks and use the bricks as pavement blocks. You can even use it in molding flower pots. You can use it in molding roofing sheets. They are there. That is for the construction area. In your own kitchen, used clothing can also serve a lot of purpose there. Where can be cut into some sizable shapes, turn them into napkins, and can use it as how do you call it, a tote bag, as we saw the university students trying to use old jeans to do. We have several, a whole lot. And at the end of the day, not even when it comes to your decks, your pencil case, you can use your used clothing in forming your pencil case. You can use your used clothing as your doormat. You can use used clothing even in making the pillows in your sofas. But it depends on the grade, how um, uh, I don't want to use the word quality, but if the cloth is so tattered, then you decide on which particular area to use that particular cloth. If it is so tattered and it's so weak that you can't easily stitch and others, then probably it will be best used when it is used for bricks. But we have a whole lot of things that we can use used clothing for. And very soon, when we join the WhatsApp platform, we'll be learning a whole lot about these things. Thank you very much. I hope I've answered your question. Any other question? There is this that I want to also come out with. We are moving into the era of secularity, and if you don't move with what is going on, it will get to a point you will know where to fit. We have gone to the level and to the extent that now, even when it comes to burying people, people now are opting to go sustainable in burial. People are opting to go sustainable in burial. And what do I mean by this? Instead of burying the human being in the soil or in whatever way that we can think of, people now are deciding that if I die, what you can do to me is that decompose me. And it has started in US, where people normally they try to decompose the human being by adding certain additives that is organic anyway, sawdust and other things, so that the body will decay. At the end of the day, this body will turn into compost. What they do with the compost is that they use it in the forest to plant trees. So instead of you having where you'll be buried, we want to avoid that kind of thing because we want more space for other things. So filling up the spaces with coffins and others and burying people, we want to avoid it. We now want to have the forest cover. So human beings would rather be in the form of what? Trees. So they label the trees with the people's name because that is the compost that they have used in allowing that particular tree to grow. They use the compost to grow that particular tree. So at the end of the day, the name of the person and everything is on the tree. And people go to visit the tree and feel as if that is their relation. And they can feel that relation, that their relation really is alive, but rather is in the form of tree. That is where we are going now. So circularity, sustainability has come to stay. No matter what you do, you either move with it or you are left behind. So please, what I will encourage everybody is conscious of our environment. Let's try as much as possible to be intentional in whatever we do, so that at the end of the day, we are really going to move on course and do things that is going to sustain the environment, which at the end of the day is also going to keep us in a very healthy condition. Thank you. There's another question. Do you have any collection points to plastic waste? I'm asking because most often we gather plastic bottles and plastics but do not know what to do next. Actually, we have some collection points, but they are private places. You know, I know Zoom Lion is having one where they normally collect it and they try to shred it and put them into other use. There are other private firms that are also doing it, but the government doesn't have its own. But this is also another business venture. Somebody can take it upon him or herself to start this particular thing. And also to buy certain machines and others that the person can really either shred them or mold them into rubber and other things that can be serve as a raw material to feed the other industries. There is also another question which says, with paper waste, how do we dispose of, since burning does not promote sustainability? With paper waste, in fact, paper is so friendly to the environment, so we don't need even to burn paper waste. Paper waste is used in compost. It really supports compost. And there is also another business we call the uh, where we try to nurse how do you call it, worm. Okay, worms. So people go into worms, rearing of worms. You know worms that I'm talking about. Worms that can be found in the soil. So paper waste is so good and ideal for the soil, and it's even help in composting. So we don't even need to burn them. We don't need to burn them. And we have a whole lot of factories that really need the paper waste as their raw materials. When it comes to toilet roll, tissue, and others, paper is being used for that particular thing. So that is also another good venture where somebody can try to go into that and try to collect, have a source point where you can collect all papers and also resell them to the various agencies that are in need of them. So for paper, unlike even plastic, for paper, it is so eco-friendly, and it can even be used in the soil. Right. I hope I've answered you. Okay. Any other question? Question?
Doc, are you able to hear me? Hello, Doc.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
I think today we've been able to exhaust everything about secularity, secular economy, and of course, future careers. And I believe a lot of people have been able to come out with a lot of questions that were on their minds.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to you for this opportunity. I think now we'll have to finally take some takeaway messages from you, because I've taken a lot of things that I want to go with. And I think one of the things you really said that I really appreciated is waste with will not go waste, but will be turned as a resource. Yes, Doc.
Yeah.
I was saying that you have really educated us, giving us insights. You've really opened our eyes to a lot of things that we were actually battling with. And I know that people's questions have been answered, but I know that is not going to be the end of it because of this WhatsApp platform you are creating. I want to tell our online viewers to jump on this WhatsApp platform, because Doc is going to do a lot of other interesting things there and going to teach us how you can get something to um, get some few coins into your pockets. In fact, she has
Yes.
shown us the way that it is not only your salary he can depend on. There are some side kicks you can also do to get money. And so we'll take some takeaways from her. And I have learned a lot. I have learned a lot. Tell you what, you said something. You said waste will not go waste, but will be turned as a resource. And I think it's deep. Thinking about it, we think it's waste, but it can be turned into something we can get money of. And if you are environmentally conscious person, you'll be thinking of ways even to keep your environment clean and still be able to live in an environmentally friendly um, place. Please, let's have some takeaways from you, and we'll draw the curtains, even as um, most questions have been answered, and we know we are not seeing the last of it.
Thank you very much. Um, what I want to say as our takeaway is that now we are in the era of circular economy, and looking at climate change and other environmental issues that are pending, there is the need for us to switch and move into circularity. In moving to circularity, I told you that there are things that we were practicing at first, but we didn't know that it was termed circularity. There were certain things our parents, our grannies, and others were doing it at first. We didn't know they were circularity. And sometimes we're even condemning them. But now we have realized that there are things that are really have come to stay because of what we are going through, that global warming and other things. And we must really, really try to adapt to that. No matter what we do, it has come to stay, and we must protect our environment. How do we protect our environment? We protect our environment by being intentional. Being intentional. If you are not intentional, you cannot protect your environment. So let's start right from our homes. Even the food we eat, whatever we take in, can be environmental. If you eat in an healthy way, it is environmental. Because when you are eating healthy, you don't overeat. You take what you can eat. And
Charlie,
under
who call him for?
circularity, we are talking about food wastage. We are reducing resources. So what I'll say is that let's all hook on to circular economy. In other words, we are trying to recycle or move around in that circular way the use of our resources. We turn the resources round and round and round. And at the end of the day, for every step that we move, we can make something out of our resource. We are not concentrating on the waste, but rather value that is within the waste. That is what we are looking at. And monies can make throughout each particular chain. So let's try to be conscious. Let's try to gain money out of it. Let's try not only the money. At the end of the day, it is our environment we are protecting. And when we protect our environment, it's for our well-being as human beings first, and our environment second. So protect the environment for the environment to also take care of you. That is what I have to say. In the bid of doing that, you also earn some kind of dividend, profits, and what have you. Any economic value thing that you will get out of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doc. It's been a great time having you, and I
Let,
know
let me
people
let me
will
add
want
this
more.
last thing. Yeah, let me
Okay.
add this last thing. When we are talking about these things, don't let us be so much high in the thinking that it should only be people they can really move around that should do the job. You can be in the comfort of your home and you can be doing it. And that is where the technology also comes in. Just with the use of your phone, just with the use of your computer, and you can be linking up people. You can do auditing whilst you are at home, and you can be auditing somebody's waste. Use of GIS, and that is why we need all these skills. And as I said, somebody can also be investing in environmental things. So let's look at it from a broader perspective, and let's try to cash in whatever angle that we can push in. Not necessarily going for the waste per se, physically, but you can also do it in a digital way. So that is what I have to say. Thank you very much.
Okay, Doc. Thank you so very much. It's been insightful, it's been educative, and I know our viewers online have enjoyed you just as I have. Viewers, you heard from Doc. Don't overthink it. Doc has said it. Don't overthink it. She said the money is available. All you have to do is to make sure that you know what people want and go get it. And you get it. You all you need to do is to start. Start something small. She is there to help you. Women in Tech is there to take you to help you. Thank you all for coming to join in today's program, and we'll be coming back for another program because this is our month for sustainable green tech Ghana. We want to build our economy well, and we want to live healthy. So please don't be in a hurry to always leave this page. Check out this page and be ready for our next program. Our next program um is going to be also in line with building a sustainable Ghana through green technology, circularity, and collective action. We want to acknowledge our partners. Doctor is part of the team. Zoom Lion is part of the team, and you don't want to miss our next program. Watch out. Thank you so much, and have a good evening. Bye bye.